Well, well, well. We are getting close to the end of the season, and all the mess is really going down over there at the Greenleaf Mansion. Listen here. Let's talk.
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to pull my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag in all its forms. What, Cookie?
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for season 2, episode 15 of Greenleaf. And this episode was actually called 2x2, which you're going to see how all that wraps in at the end. Okay, listen. So, when we first start off, it was Lady Mae versus everybody. Well, Gigi and Bishop, basically. She's still against Charity going on tour, period. She does not want Charity to go on tour. Marisol called in. Her husband actually has meningitis, and she needs to be off of work. So she just basically was like, it was good news. Like, yes, this is just great. Charity's not going to go on tour, this, that, thing, and the other. And that's that. Charity definitely wasn't trying to hear that mess. Gigi and Bishop are saying, well, I don't understand the problem. Let her go ahead and go. And she goes right back to that thing of, well, who's going to lead praise and worship? And they're like, Carlton is available. And May is like, honey, that sissy is not coming over here doing no singing. None. Not one note. And they went around and around. Later on the episode, baby, Charity went and pulled out the big guns. Charity went to Bishop. She went to Bishop, talked to Bishop. Bishop was like, all right, it is what it is. Show her Carlton, he's like, I'll go talk to Carlton. I don't want you to hold yourself up. You go ahead, baby, and you do it. Now, this all happened. You know what? If things wasn't all screwed up between May and Bishop, he probably would have went along with her like he always do. But he's pissed off with May from the last episode, and I'm going to talk to y'all about that in a minute. But he ain't feeling May, okay? Flat out, not feeling May. And that little thing is really opening the door for other things. So like I said, Charity went over, Charity got her way, and went on about her business. And that was the end of that. Next thing we know, we see Bishop with Miss Rochelle Cross. How does she come by the church, drops off a large check, and then schmoozes and peruses the bishop into going with her to her on her oncologist appointment because she was worried. She said usually they just give you the results. She did a 5-year checkup. They usually give you the results right over the phone unless something's wrong. I don't know what oncologist she had because mine, every time I go, you got to go and do your test and then go into the office and talk about whatever it is. So I don't know who she got that's giving her results over the phone, but whatever, girl. Anyway, she perused good old Bishop. Bishop went on with her, then went on out to dinner with her afterwards. I said, honey, she pouring it on thick and pulling him in like this, honey. And again, he's pissed off with May. So it's making, she's looked at young figures looking better and better all the time. May better watch it, honey. That young girl will be the head of her man. Anyway, so next we actually see Lionel. Y'all remember Lionel, the Congressman Lionel, the one that was doing all that shady dealing with Mac and all of that. Him. He's actually running for mayor. Basie was supposed to be his spiritual advisor, and he basically is saying, hey, Jacob, are you going to back me? Jacob's like, sure, no problem. Let me see what you got going on. Send me some literature so I can know what page you're on. Make sure we're on the same page because I only move in God's steps. Jacob is actually trying to really do everything the way he's supposed to and actually be an upstanding preacher. And I'm like, I'm here for it. I'm like, okay, Jacob, because he did have some stuff in the past, but he ain't trying to be that guy, and it's funny because old Lionel was done. Yeah. Congressman Lionel, that Lionel, not Lionel. He keeps talking about money and all of that stuff, and Jacob's kind of side-eyeing him. He actually came to Jacob later and told Jacob, now, really, I want you to lay off of that gay stuff. Lay off that gay stuff because, they'll give us all the money that we need, for you. But you just got to get these cats on your side, and that gay stuff ain't going to work. I said, okay. So we're going to see where Jacob go with that. But everybody know that, child, that gay stuff, they ain't got no time for the pink panties down to the downtown. It just is what it is. So I'm just kind of looking at Jacob and saying, okay. Jacob ended up having this meeting. And in that meeting, that little treasurer chick, she's still trying it. She's going back and forth. And Jacob had to kind of go ahead and bite his tongue to win. And I said, oh, Jacob, don't fall for all the traps. But okay, I was with him. She was talking about the money. The money for his outreach program for bringing the homeless in. She's not here for it. And when we looked around the room, she the only one that wasn't here for it, because Jacob was like, listen, the city is going to pay whatever it takes to get that done. And they said, who all in favor, say aye. And everybody raised their hand except for her. She was sitting over there just as mad as swole. So we got to watch her, because she's really against Jacob being there and the changes that Jacob's trying to make. I think she's kind of like just ain't feeling Jacob. She's on some. I'm sure I'm waiting to see. I think there's going to be something with her and Basie, okay? And just hold that thought. Okay, so that's that. But the rest of the board really went along with it like she said that they would, and she's just full of crap. Next, we ended up running into a little thing where Lady May was talking to Gigi, and Gigi, she said, you know what I need to have done here, what I found is that Marisol's husband is undocumented. I need your help to get him documented and get this all together, because I can't lose Marisol. It's just going to drive me crazy. So Gigi's like, okay, Mama, I'll do what I can do. She said, but let me ask you something. Is there something wrong with you and Daddy? And she's like, you know what? Yeah, but just get the stuff taken care of with Marisol. That'll give me the peace that I need for right now. I said, after that, we see Zora. Zora got bruises on her arm, bruises on her back. She's like in this steady mode of hiding this abuse that she's receiving from old boy Isaiah. And at the same time, Carissa's like saying, okay, she's starting to pay attention. One of the teachers that actually called and said that Zora hasn't been participating in school, which, like her, she's becoming withdrawn. Things are changing. Grades are good. Something going on. Carissa ransacked her room because her and Jacob had a conversation, and Jacob was asking her, is she smoking weed? Because that's what I was doing at that age. No, baby, she was smoking weed 2 years ago. You already missed the weed thing. She's over that. She's done with the weed. What she's doing is screwing and getting beat up. So Carissa's ransacking her room and going through her stuff and found a condom. Baby, Carissa and Zora got into this little conversation. They get to going back and forth, and she's telling her, she said, this is a dumb mistake. This is not it. This is not time for her to be doing this and all that. And I don't want the little boy in this house no more. This, that, and the other. And she said, you're being irresponsible. She said, no, the condom is screaming responsibility. I was responsible. Being all smart. With Carissa, you can see Carissa was getting on the edge. I was like, oh, Carissa, what you going to do, honey? So she started telling her, you're a beautiful young lady, and I don't know if you know your worth. I want you to know that you are worth more than this, and that this is just not the way to go right now. This, that, and the other. Told her, she said, me not sleeping with your father until after we were married is how I gained his respect. Baby, Zora looked her right in her face and said, did you? Baby, when I tell you that Carissa gave her, I said, woo! She smacked the taste out of her mouth. Child, Zora went up, fell on over to the side. I said, girl, everybody is whooping your ass. Everybody. Your man's whooping your ass. Your mammy's whooping your ass. Girl, you can't win for losing, can you, Zora? with your smart mouth, honey. Smacked the taste out of her mouth, honey. Her taste buds was tingling. She slapped her so hard. I said, oh my gosh. She apologized and stuff. But I was like, why you apologizing, child? You gave her a little taste. That smart mouth. But I said, I had to laugh at that. Gigi. Let's talk about Gigi. Gigi ended up having her boy over, Julius, over for dinner. He had dinner with Pastor, Lady Mae, Sophia, and Gigi. They're just talking, and they were having this whole conversation about his parents. And he talked about how his father died, and then his mother died shortly after. And he was saying, like how people, he was explaining how people die of a broken heart. And Bishop said, you know what? That's a beautiful sentiment. That's something beautiful, to have that type of a bond with somebody. And he looked over there at me and said, I can't even imagine. I said, oh my God. It was so shady. And she was sitting there looking just as simple. I said, old girl, just let you have it in front of company. So I just said, okay. No problem. That is that. So we go through that. Then we see Tasha gets a phone call from Basie. And she said, I'm never going to see you again, am I? He's like, I'm not saying that, but I'm not coming back right now. That's not the plan. And he told Tasha, when it comes to them Greenleafs, don't you trust them. They killed my father. Don't you trust them. And I want you to do something for me. He talks to her just like a pimp, right? Which is base. He talked to her just like a pimp. Told her, I want you to make them pay. And she gonna say, I will. I said, See, I knew. I ain't never liked her from the beginning. I said, I knew that we needed to watch you. Little skank. Whatever. So, I seen her, and then I got to see some of her work, honey. I said, later on in the program, we actually seen her rolling there on Jacob. I cleaned out my office and everything, and Carissa could go ahead and move in there. And I just wanted to thank you for everything that you've done. And I stayed on because I believe in you, Jacob. And he was like, dude, thank you so much. I said, She knows just what she doing, because she knows if she throw enough coochie at Jacob, Jacob is going to screw, because that's what he did. But he's trying to stay he says some mess to her about, if you stay on and you keep focused, we'll both be going to heaven together. I said, she want to take you to heaven, all right. Way up in heaven, honey, right up in her sweet walls. I said, she's slick. She going to try to get our Jacob jammed up, honey. I said, girl, but the only thing you don't know, Carissa is already getting her trigger fingers ready, baby, because she did already start slapping folks. And bitch, you're going to be next if you keep on playing with Jacob, honey. And Zora. You going to get it, honey. And I'm here for it. I'm here for Carissa. I don't like that Carissa, and y'all know it. But I'm here for her to smash that Tasha's face in, because she thinks she's something slick. She really did. Tramp. Anyway, moving on. Gigi was sitting in the office with Bishop, and Rochelle was there. She had a friend of hers from immigration. She'd have called in a favor. They're talking about the situation with Marisol's husband and all of that. And saying, and Rochelle Cross runs at her, oh, please, giving all that. And the man's like, oh, yeah, I'll take care of it. Hey, I looked at Gigi. Gigi was sitting over in that corner. She looking at her dad and looking at Miss Cross and looking back for her. I said, Gigi is on to it, baby. She know chicken salad from chicken shit. She's like, this old bastard's trying to be slick. I said, So all of that went on. Let's see. Bishop went to see Carlton. Carlton gave Bishop the blues. Told him, I can't come back there. I'm not your token gay. I'm not getting ready to try to be at your church. Like I could make a difference in the church all by myself. I can't do it. I can't change the church, and I'm not going to be there for them to be beating me up. And, me and my husband travel as a pair. I couldn't even come back to because my husband told me I can't go. And that's when the bishop got like an aha moment and a ding, ding, ding. He was like, 2 by 2. 2 by 2. He's like, okay. He's like, what does that mean? And he told me, he said, that's a message. He said, the Lord's been trying to send me a message and I didn't know exactly what it was. 2 by 2. And that's what he told me. He said, no, you're right. You can't change the church by yourself, but you can change the world. He said, you can change the world. You and the church can change the way the world views things. And we all help each other. And 2 by 2, we can make some changes. And he's like, will you do it with me? I was like, come on, Bishop. We're getting an actual word from the Lord, not just making up something. Come on, Bishop. So I was like, okay, so that was real good. See, and the husband was like, you know what? That's pretty good, Carlton. That's pretty good. So the husband was in Carlton's, and Carlton said, okay, I'll be there, Bishop. No problem. So that was really a nice scene. Interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out at the church house. Funny part too. Went right before the bishop went over there, he got May together again, told May, listen, Charity is going on tour. And Carlton's going to lead praise and worship. And she said, in what church? Like, who said? He said, it's just like everything else in your family and your life. This is not up for discussion. I said, oh, Bishop getting real fancy. And then that's when he came back and laid it on her at the end. He told her, he said, listen, let me tell you something. He said, I know you had an affair with Lionel. And how you all sat up in here and looked at me like I was an insect under a glass, the two of you looking down on me while he's up here in my house. He wanted to know when the affair was. She wouldn't say. She never was specified. So that brings me to my next thing. Is Bishop Jacobs' daddy? Is Bishop Jacobs' dad? Is there some question about Jacob's paternity? Is that divide that is always present between Jacob and the bishop? Y'all leave it in the comments and tell me what y'all think. And he told that May, I ain't for your bull crap. She sat up there and told him, listen, if you don't want to throw all this away, this is the way I planned for all this to be. I could have left you. I didn't go. That's what's important. When he wanted me to leave you, I didn't leave you. I said, girl, May, you better quit trying to work the Jedi mind trick on the bishop. He told her, she said, I know you love me. He said, no, I don't love you right now. I don't love you right now, and I don't know if I ever will. I said, oh. And then marched on her. Walked right along from her. I said, oh, girl. Okay, man. Yes. It was a good episode. Next week is actually the finale. I think we're in for some really good stuff. So, with that being said, I will actually talk to you guys next Wednesday. Later.